In this video, I'll be showing how I made this 3x3x3 LED cube. This was a very fun project and I would definitely recommend it. Some basic materials that you need for this are 27 LEDs. I chose blue, but you could use any color. Some header pins, 3 NPN transistors, 9 220 ohm resistors, and 3 1 kilo ohm resistors, and also a perf board to make the shield to go onto your Arduino. And I used an Arduino Uno for this project. So my first step was to check all of my LEDs and make sure they functioned properly. So I used a breadboard and some resistors hooked up to my Arduino. Then I sanded the LEDs, as that leads to a much better looking light for our cube. As you can see here the difference between a sanded LED and a not sanded LED. Next, I soldered all the cathodes of the LEDs together to make each individual layer, and there were 3 layers. And to do that I used a jig made out of cardboard to hold them in place. And then I was making sure they all still work properly after soldering them, as to make sure there was no overheating that ruined them. And then I soldered all of the layers together with the anodes. And in this video here I have already soldered the cube on with the header pins and the resistors for each column. So I'm applying ground to each layer, and I'm taking a alligator clip and putting on each pin to make sure that I can individually control each LED before I hook up the ground part of the circuit. And as you can see, each of them worked perfectly. And here I was soldering each layer to ground through the transistors. And as you can see, the fumes got pretty bad. I had to get out of there. Alright, and now here's the final circuit all soldered together, and the final product. As you can see, and you saw in the beginning, it all worked perfectly. And I sourced the code from an instructables guide that I will link in the description. But I did have to change the logic of the code because of the transistors that I use in the circuit. He didn't use transistors. But other than that, it worked perfectly to make these fun little patterns, and yeah, hope you enjoyed.